story takes place in around 1986. I had just got my first credit card, and my friend Mike, he got his first credit card. And we decided to celebrate by going to the bar and drinking beer. And we went to the Ear Bar, which is a bar here in New York City that has a broken letter B, and so it looked like an E, and the owners thought it'd be cool to just call it the Ear Bar. So we drank all that we could of stout for the entire evening until about 4 a.m. when they said, it's the last call and you have to leave. And we thought, oh my God, how are we going to keep drinking? And we had a long discussion, and we came to the conclusion that if we were on an airplane, that we could keep drinking because they probably don't have rules about when to stop or not, because they're up in the air and there's date lines and things, and we could probably just keep drinking on the plane. So we went outside and we got a cab. We said, we would like to go to the airport, please, and the gentleman said there are 3 of them. We said whichever one is the nearest would be the best. And so we started going to LaGuardia Airport. And on the way we went, oh my God, we're going right by Washington Square Park. Could you stop for a moment, sir? We're going to have to get something here at the park. And it was, I guess, about 4:30 in the morning. And we said, could you please wait? We'll be right back. And we went out and we met our new best friend forever. His name was Treetop because he was really tall. And we were introduced to him because we went into the park and we said, who has acid? Who's selling acid over here? And they said, that guy. Talk to Treetop. So we got the acid from Treetop. We got back in the cab. The guy waited. He took us to LaGuardia. And back in 1986, you could do more crazy things in an airport than you could do in like a department store. It was early fall, so the heater wasn't on in like the public area, and so Mike started trying to push his body underneath the underneath the heating unit and go to sleep, while I was in line to try to buy tickets because we agreed that I was the most coherent and able to purchase airplane tickets of the 2 of us. So I tried to bounce quarters into his mouth while he was trying to wedge his body underneath this heating unit. And then it came my turn, and I went up to the counter, and it was American Airlines because that was the closest one to when we were driving in. And the guy said, which terminal? He said, well, just go to the nearest one. And I said, well, we would like to go on the next plane because we have these credit cards. We're going, hey, you know, we're going to go, we could end up in Vegas or Spokane or whatever. So we said, we would like to go on the next plane. She said, that would be 35 minutes to Baltimore, leaving at 5:20 a.m. And I was like, good, 2 then to Baltimore, thank you. Actually, can we get round trip? We'll be coming back. And so then we got on the plane, and it really wasn't the panacea of liquor that we wanted. It was like, we were just kind of like worn out, and acid was starting to kick in. And so, and it was only like a 35-minute flight anyway to get to Baltimore. And we got out, and it was starting to get light out, and we're like, okay, we got to get a hotel room now. And we saw these travel helper kiosk that, you know, advertised all the different, basically they were airport hotels. They were like right at the airport, but we didn't know how to get to them. We had never been to Baltimore before, so we had to get one of their jitneys. We kept calling them, and they call it a jitney because people travel from all over the world, and that's the name of the thing. It's a jitney, wherever you come from. Because people ask me, is it really called a jitney in Baltimore? I said, in 1986 it was. So the guy took us to, I don't remember which hotel, and we checked in, and I noticed there's a very beautiful woman checking us in, and she had like a big sore on her neck. And later on, it becomes apparent that there's something going on in Baltimore, because later on, Dwayne, the jitney driver, he had a big sore like on his side of his forehead. Like, and I think it's the microwave radiation from all the spy agencies like that's zooming around in that part of Maryland. And the people are just caught up in it, and like more than 4 people have like this weird big red thing on, like some odd part of their face. But anyway, I digress. We got to our room, and lo and behold, there was a mini bar in there with all the little bottles of Jack Daniels that I found so alluring. And we only had so much cash left, and we were able to use our credit cards for certain things, and we didn't know what a PIN number was. We'd have this guy, Dwayne, take us to the all the banks, and they kept going, they're asking for our PIN. What is that? and we had no idea what a pin was, and so then we had to like ration our cash. And Dwayne, he said, "You guys want to see all the really cool hot spots and get in on the action tonight?" I go, "It's going to be Sunday night in Baltimore. What possible action could there be?" And he said, "You know, Dwayne, we have something we have to do later today, around 5 o'clock, back in New York. So we're going to have to take a pass on the action hot spots." And so he said, "Well, I'll show you where Kenesha, the girl from the gift shop, works." She goes, she lives in the bad part of town, but I'll show you. Because this is what Dwayne had. He had a few things to show us. We became best friends, and he drove us all over the place. Whenever we wanted to, like this guy would for free, would drive us to do crazy things in the city. We weren't even there that long. So with the cash that we had, I bought a Baltimore t-shirt that has, I'm very proud of it, has the skyline of Baltimore. It says Baltimore. And Mike bought a pair of swim trunks. And he went down to the pool, and he was going, people were like taking their kids and like getting away from him. Because he was like in the pool going, "Hi, do you know what the actual temperature of this water is, sir?" Like, because we were still on acid and drinking liquor out of the little bar and everything. And then it came time to go home. And Mike kept calling up all these places and going, "Well, we have a flight at like, 4 o'clock or whatever it is, like 3:45 to New York. We want to go to the airport, blah, blah, blah." And it's getting later and later, and I hear him on the phone calling people back and going, "You know what I said about that car to the airport? I decided I like Baltimore so much, I'm going to stay here." And I'm like, "Mike, you can't keep farting around. We've got to get to the airport and go." So finally, he got us a vehicle. We got to the airport, and we go up to the counter, and we tell them our names, and they go, guy grabs a walkie-talkie and goes, "I have them now." And they go, "This way, sir." And they go, "Run!" And we're running, and a door pops open, and another guy has a walkie-talkie, and he goes, down here, level B." And we run, and people are opening doors and guiding us down the steps, like maybe 6 people with walkie-talkies. And we go out on the tarmac, and I'm like, "Oh, thank God." I go towards this, 747 or whatever, and they're like, no. Yours is the little plane with cloth on top over there. That's the American Eagle Commuter Express. So great. And Mike is like strutting on the tarmac going, "I feel like a fucking rock star, man." So we get in the little plane, and it's all these like businessmen coming back on Sunday afternoon to the city, and us like sitting there like all like kind of hungover and weird feeling, and what they have to offer us at that point is almonds and water. And Mike says, "I felt like it was like going like this, and the fun was really going good. And then I feel like when they had the almonds and water, it was like the fun stopped."